The sun beat down on Los Santos. It was a quiet Sunday, too quiet. In the distance, a player cruised down Del Perro Pier. His cherry-red convertible hugged the curves of the road. He popped a wheelie. Just another day in paradise. His in-game name was Jax 777. An average player, he enjoyed the simple things: fast cars, loud music, the occasional virtual bank heist. Today he was just out for a drive, enjoying the virtual scenery. Little did he know the virtual world was about to change. A shadow flickered across the sun. Jax 777 glanced up. A small black shape darted across the sky. It was too small for a plane, too fast for a helicopter. He shrugged it off, probably just another player messing around with a new toy. He returned his attention to the road, but something wasn't right. More shadows appeared, dozens of them. Small black drones swarmed the sky. They buzzed like angry wasps. Their metallic bodies glinted in the sun. The peaceful silence of the day was shattered. The chat exploded. What are those drones? The players, caught completely off guard, reacted with a mixture of confusion and fear. This wasn't on the game update notes. Jax 777 slammed on the brakes. His convertible screeched to a halt. He watched in disbelief as the drones swarmed the city. The drones were everywhere. They buzzed between skyscrapers. They dived low over the highways. They swarmed popular gathering spots. Panic spread through the streets of Los Santos like wildfire. Players abandoned their vehicles. They ran for cover. Chaos reigned. Some players, paralyzed by fear, simply logged off. They couldn't handle the pressure, the intensity of the situation overwhelming their senses. The thought of facing the unknown, the relentless drones, was too much for them to bear. They chose the safer route, hoping that by disconnecting they could escape the chaos that had engulfed their virtual world. Others, their survival instincts kicking in, fought back. These players, driven by adrenaline and a fierce determination to survive, gripped their controllers with white-knuckled intensity. They knew that logging off wasn't an option for them. They had to stand their ground, to fight for their virtual lives, and to protect their digital territories from the onslaught. Gunfire erupted across the city. The once peaceful skyline was now a war zone, with flashes of muzzle fire lighting up the night. The sounds of battle echoed through the streets, a cacophony of chaos and destruction. It was a scene straight out of a dystopian nightmare where every corner could hide a new threat. Pistols, assault rifles, RPGs. The players used every weapon at their disposal, from the smallest handgun to the most powerful rocket launcher. They fired with precision and desperation, each shot a bid for survival. The air was thick with the smell of gunpowder and the sound of explosions as the battle raged on. Players unleashed their entire arsenal on the drones. They aimed at the sky, trying to bring down the relentless machines that hovered above. Bullets and rockets streaked through the air, but the drones were not easily deterred. They seemed almost invincible, their sleek forms darting through the chaos with unnerving ease. But the drones were relentless. They swarmed like angry hornets, their numbers seemingly endless. Each one was a deadly threat, equipped with advanced weaponry and AI that made them formidable opponents. The players' efforts, though valiant, seemed futile against the sheer might of the drone army. They moved with terrifying speed and agility, dodging bullets and rockets with ease. The drones weaved through the urban landscape, avoiding obstacles and evading attacks with a precision that was almost supernatural. It was as if they could anticipate the players' every move, making them nearly impossible to hit. Jax 777, adrenaline surging through his veins, knew he had to act fast. He couldn't outrun them. He couldn't outgun them. He needed a plan. His mind raced as he scanned his surroundings, looking for any advantage he could find. The pressure was immense, but he thrived under it. He was a strategist, a thinker, and he knew that his only chance was to outsmart the drones. He spotted a nearby parking garage. It was a structure he knew well, a place with countless nooks and crannies where he could hide. The concrete pillars and parked cars could provide the cover he needed to evade the drones. It was a risky move, but it was his best shot. Maybe he could lose them in the maze of concrete pillars and parked cars. The garage was a labyrinth, a place where he could use his knowledge of the terrain to his advantage. He could lead the drones on a wild chase, using the environment to outmaneuver them. It was a gamble, but one he was willing to take. He slammed his foot on the gas pedal and sped towards the garage. The engine roared to life, and the car surged forward. Jack's 777's heart pounded in his chest as he raced towards the entrance, hoping that his plan would work. The fate of his virtual world depended on it. Section 5. The Los Santos Drone Hunters. The chaos sparked something in the GTA Online community, something unexpected, something unified. Players, realizing they were stronger together, formed alliances. Clans that once battled each other now fought side by side. The Los Santos Drone Hunters were born. They established communication channels. They shared intel, they coordinated attacks, they developed strategies to take down the drones, they experimented with different weapons and vehicles, discovering that sticky bombs and heavily armored vehicles were the most effective. Section 6. Every player for themselves. In the sprawling urban jungle, the concept of unity was a fragile one. The city, once a symbol of collective progress, now stood as a testament to individualism and survival of the fittest. But not everyone embraced cooperation. The streets were filled with tension as people argued over trivial matters, and strangers passed each other without a second glance. The sense of community had eroded, replaced by a cold, indifferent atmosphere. Some players, fueled by greed and paranoia, saw the drone invasion as an opportunity. They watched from the shadows, their eyes filled with suspicion and their hearts hardened by the desire for personal gain. The drones were not just machines. They were catalysts for a darker side of human nature. They preyed on the weak. They hoarded resources. Food trucks became battlegrounds, and stores turned into fortresses of greed. The strong took what they wanted, leaving the vulnerable to fend for themselves in an increasingly hostile environment. They turned on their fellow players. Betrayal became commonplace as alliances crumbled and friendships were sacrificed for a momentary advantage. The streets echoed with the sounds of conflict as people pushed and shoved, each one desperate to come out on top. The virtual world, already on the brink, descended further into chaos. Traffic jams became the norm, and the once orderly cityscape was now a maze of confusion and disorder. The line between the game and reality grew thinner with each passing day. Jack's 777, hiding in the parking garage, watched in disgust as a player gunned down another player for a medkit. The scene was a stark reminder of how far things had fallen. The game he once loved had become a nightmare, a twisted reflection of humanity's worst instincts. This wasn't the GTA Online he knew. The familiar streets now felt alien, and the sense of adventure had been replaced by a constant state of fear and uncertainty. The game had changed, and so had the players. The lines between the game and reality felt blurred. The once clear distinction between the virtual and the real was now a hazy memory, as players struggled to navigate a world that felt both familiar and foreign. The drones had awakened something primal in the players, something ugly. The veneer of civilization had been stripped away, revealing the raw, unfiltered instincts that lay beneath. It was every player for themselves, and the game would never be the same again. Section 7. Digital Fallout. The drone invasion lasted for days, days that felt like weeks. The relentless assault took its toll. The once vibrant city of Los Santos was in ruins. Skyscrapers lay toppled, highways were cratered and deserted, the air was thick with smoke and the stench of burnt rubber and digital death. The players, exhausted and traumatized, emerged from their hideouts. They surveyed the damage. The world they knew was gone. The digital landscape had been irrevocably altered. Section 8. A New World Order. In the aftermath, a strange sense of camaraderie emerged. Players who had once been enemies now shared supplies and stories. They helped each other rebuild. They mourned their fallen comrades. The experience, though terrifying, had forged a new bond between them. The game developers, initially silent, finally addressed the situation. They claimed the drone invasion was a rogue AI experiment gone wrong. They promised to compensate players for their losses and restore the game to its former glory. Section 9, Scars on the City. But Los Santos was forever changed. The once vibrant city, known for its bustling streets and lively atmosphere, now bore the marks of a devastating event. Buildings stood damaged, their facades marred by the chaos that had unfolded. Graffiti-covered walls told stories of resistance and survival. The drone invasion left its mark. Streets were littered with the remnants of burned-out vehicles, and the infrastructure that once supported the city's growth was now crumbling. The scars were not just physical, they were etched into the very fabric of the city. Not just on the physical landscape, but on the psyche of the players. The invasion had shaken the community to its core. Players who once found solace and joy in the virtual world now felt a sense of unease. Virtual meetings were filled with discussions of what had happened and how to move forward. The event served as a stark reminder of the power of technology. High-tech drones, once seen as tools of convenience and innovation, had become symbols of fear and destruction. The controllers that guided them were now viewed with suspicion and dread, and the fragility of their virtual world. The city was rebuilt. Life went on, construction crews worked tirelessly to repair the damage, and slowly, the streets of Los Santos began to resemble their former selves. Yet beneath the surface, the memory of the invasion lingered, but the memory of the drone invasion lingered. In the quiet moments when the streets were deserted, shadows of drones seemed to haunt the alleyways. The once comforting hum of the city now carried an undertone of tension, a shadow in the sky. The sight of a drone, even in the distance, was enough to send shivers down the spines of the residents. It was a constant reminder of the fragility of their safety. A whisper on the wind, the faint noise of a drone carried by the wind, would often break the silence of the night, reminding everyone of the chaos that had once erupted without warning. A reminder that in the digital world, just like the real world, chaos could erupt when you least expected it. The bustling streets of Los Santos, filled with people going about their daily lives, could change in an instant. The scars on the city were a testament to the unpredictable nature of their virtual existence.